depending where you guys are coming from.
What's going on, people?
It's Tom, Pepin TV, Dustley, aka
Morning. Woo! Woo!
That's hilarious.
I kind of pretty cool.
Yeah, I was watching some Alex Jones last night. He was making great points, but I hope it's not true about what they're saying about Trump's ankles and Trump's health. I mean, I kind of get what he was saying. Like, people are cutting them out of context. They're posting them online. They're saying, yeah, Alex Jones even admitted Trump isn't doing good. He's not doing too good. He's not doing too good.
Yeah, if I was to say right now, I saw Trump cough and sneeze, everybody else is going to turn into Trump's dying of pneumonia, because that's what they want.
Yep, it is what they want. That's also sad and disgusting and true. The Democrats admit they don't want Trump to make it to 2028.
Talk about the obvious shit. It all gets back to, there was nothing wrong with Biden, but if Trump gets a paper cut, he's going to bleed out.
Yep.
And that's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
I mean, there could be something wrong with him, but you know what? We've got JD Vance. We don't need to sit here and dwell over it. I think it's other people just being hopeful. They're too big of pussies to deal with shit on their own, so they're hoping that the wriggles of the old age and health gets him, because they're too big of pussies to do it themselves.
Yep. That is the freaking facts.
Yeah, it's raining here where I'm at. I'm not going to get no mowing done today.
Oh, yeah, it's raining real bad in Florida, and in Southwest Florida, and in Miami, Florida. The lawyer chick, Andrea, I don't know what she's doing. Probably at work or something. I don't know. But welcome, Lord Nero. Welcome. How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a good Sunday. And yeah, I was just watching that video. And apparently Trump in his video, he did say he was on the phone. They were recording him. He's like, this is just one of Trump's casual jokes. This is one of his, casual little like jokes and stuff like that. He said, they tell me I'm not doing too well. I hope I can end this Ukraine-Russia war so I can get into heaven. But yeah, he said so I can get into heaven. And he said, but I think I already did really good with Pakistani and India. I saved millions of lives, millions of people. I saved their lives, and I've been saving millions of people. But I really hope I can end this Ukraine-Russian war so I can get into heaven. They say I'm not doing too good. When he said that, I think he was referring to the mainstream media. Huh?
It sounds like Trump sarcasm to me.
Yeah, I think so. Man, gets rain, we get sun all day. Can't buy rainstorm to save my life. Where are you at, Lord Nero? Where are you at? Everyone hit that like and subscribe button. Double tap that like button. But yeah, Trump said that. Even Alex said, yeah, that's probably just some of his humor. But, he does want to get into heaven and stuff like that. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah,
he said, yeah, I need to, help this war and stuff like that.
Even Ozzy wants to get into heaven. And I call him
Texas,
the Prince of
North
Darkness.
San Antonio. Yeah, I have family in San Antonio. Shout out Texas. That's awesome, man. I hope you're having a great Sunday. But yeah, who doesn't want to? Even Ozzy does. But yeah, Trump is trying to end as much wars as possible. And people will say, "Oh no, he's not really he's not really, what is it called? He's not really a Christian or whatnot." But that's a lie, because there has been reports Trump has priests and ministers come into his his freaking Mar-a-Lago way before he was even president. He was being ordained by priests and ministers and all kinds of stuff before he was even president.
It was a war on Christianity during the Biden years.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
they were sending FBI agents to people's churches to spy.
Now people are complaining that they're sending ICE agents to churches to remove illegal immigrants.
Well, they might be, but I don't believe in a safe space for that either.
I don't believe in a safe space for criminals. I don't care if you're in a school, in a church, in a hospital, in a courtroom. There should be not a single place in this country for criminals to hide.
Yeah,
And I don't know why the Democrats would ever think we should have a safe place for criminals.
Because they're going to take up for the criminals. They're going to take up for anybody who's not American before they take up for an American.
It's a safe place to worship if you're not a criminal.
Because they have some form of white guilt or something.
Yeah.
Or American guilt. But yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely
crazy.
You've
been paying attention in the news about that Maduro?
A little bit. I know they sent the ships out there to try to go get him.
He was walking along with his troops this morning, getting them ready for a response to anything that we do.
We're going to blow them off the map if they keep trying.
While also saying, well, see, that's the problem. That's what a drug dealer going to do. A drug dealer going to put even women and children between him and us. And he's screaming that it's illegal. What we're doing is illegal. I look at his big brother spanking little brother myself.
Thank you, Lord Nero, for that party hat. But you know what's better than a super, what the freak do you call them? A super sticker? A super chat. Ask us some questions in a super chat if you guys got any questions or comments. In America, it is too far to accept to mock Christianity and not hold other beliefs accountable. Yeah, I think so. But they're going to blow this guy off the map. Now, I love how they're folk. All I do when I open Fox News or MSNBC or CNN, all I keep saying is, JD Vance, 8 vacations in 7 months. Okay, so what if he took 2 weeks or 3 weeks of vacation? I don't even think he took that many weeks in 7 months. Biden took 40% of his presidency, and he was on vacation for 40% of his presidency. Now, these are not numbers and statistics that the news pushes. The news does not tell you about these numbers or statistics.
Well,
all they'll tell you is, oh, no, Biden was the best president ever. And then you bring up these numbers. These are proven numbers. These are not, you can't argue these numbers. 40% of Biden's presidency was spent on vacation. 40% of it. 40% of JD's vice presidency has not been spent on vacation. So what if he took 8 trips in 7 months?
Who would you rather be on vacation? Your president or your vice president?
The vice president.
Yep. I mean, I don't think he took that much.
I said 8 vacations in 7 months. And a lot of these quote-unquote vacations were just him going to other countries to, talk, negotiate, see how things are going on. Huh?
That ain't a vacation.
That's what I'm saying. He's working on American relations, and these people are saying vacation, vacation, vacation. When I say Biden spent, 40% of his presidency on vacation, I mean he spent 40% of his presidency sitting on the beach with his eyes closed, sleeping.
Yep, drinking his Ensure.
Drinking his Ensure. But you can't say that.
It has
you
enough
cannot
peanut.
say that.
But yeah, I think they're full of shit. I think that they're blowing shit out of proportion. I mean, just because he's going to another country to negotiate or just to visit, as like an ambassador. All that's not vacation. I mean, to me or you, I guess it would kind of be vacation, but it's not vacation. I mean, Are these the kind of places we would go to? I'm not saying they ain't nice, but are these the kind of places that we would go on vacation?
Not really.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys.
So,
Going to India is not a vacation for me.
no, definitely not. If that's the case, anybody that says going to India is a vacation, I want video of them swimming
I am 100% with that.
the Ganges. You know what the
Yeah, it's
Ganges
that
are, don't
poop
you?
swamp river thing.
It's one of the most nastiest, polluted rivers in the world, and it's a holy spot for them.
Yep. Realistically, there has to be a lot more than just a single destroyer and 2,000 Marines because Venezuela has an operational navy with a frigate, and as if I remember, they have a destroyer or two. I don't know, man. We're pretty hard.
Thing is, it's almost like how would a Reaper drone perform during World War II?
Yeah.
You know, it's that situation because we're not dealing with people that's on our level of tech. I mean, or our training. Man, our Marines are more machines, man. I mean, you don't fuck with our Marines. I don't have a bit of doubt in my mind that our Marines, our military, and some of the, especially our Marines and our Navy SEALs, are some of the most finely trained military men on the face of the planet right now.
I agree. Now, these people always say, oh, Alaska this, Alaska that. How many wars did Biden end? 0. How many wars did Biden start? You know, probably more than 2 or 3, probably maybe 10. But I would really have to sit down and look at a sheet and see all the wars he ignored and let happen and didn't even try to intervene. But how
Yeah.
many wars did Trump end? Well, Trump says 6 in 6 months. I agree with that. I might even count 7 or 8, but those wars didn't really start yet. But if we're talking about wars that were full blown already going, he stopped 6 of them. 6 wars. He stopped. It ain't that hard to figure out.
Peter Cooper. Peter says, Trump won, Democrats need to suck it up. That's right, Peter Cooper.
6 is
But,
not fabrication. Even if it was 3, that is 3 more wars than Biden ended. Biden was never running the show. He was Obama's sock puppet, and the left was totally silent. They were totally silent. They'll talk about Vance's 8 vacations, but they never once talked about how Biden has spent 40% of his presidency on vacation. Not one mention of
yeah.
that. You got to go out and do your own research to figure out those numbers. What wars did he stop? I mean, I know you're just asking this so you can say, no, he didn't stop any wars.
It's getting to the point, Graham, on those wars, and when people want to ask you what you've explained what wars he stopped so many times, you ought to start asking for a super chat. You want to go over that? They ought to be dropping you a $25 super chat.
Because I already talked about that. You guys don't got to drop $25, but drop a super chat if you want me to talk about what wars he ended and his involvement in those wars. But seriously, like, you guys don't ask that question to actually get educated. You ask that question to try to discredit Trump so you can say, oh, he didn't end any wars.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's all they after is just to discredit. Same thing with the Epstein files. Even though Bill Barr, definitely not a friend or ally of Trump's, we know that now, cleared Trump, and so did the Ghislaine Maxwell interview, cleared Trump, but they're still after the list because there's nothing else out there that's more valuable than the list.
The list. They don't
even care about anybody else who's on the list
They don't
other than
talk about
Trump.
anyone else. They just say, arrest Trump, put him in jail, now. That's what they've always yelled and screamed at the top of their lungs.
It's like, what's the chain of custody on Ghislaine Maxwell's I don't remember what you call it, deposition. What's the chain of custody on that? It's fresh. There is no chain of custody. What about chain of custody on Bill Barr? There's no chain of custody there. What's the length of the chain of custody on that list? It goes all the way back to 2007. Goes all the way back to Bush.
Guys, you guys are spamming a lot of comments and questions. If you have something you actually want us to talk about, read out loud, drop a super chat. Or if I see something really good that we should talk about relating to recent news, I will bring it up. I will talk about it if it's a good enough discussion. But other than that, drop some, super chats, comments, whatever. Double tap the screen, guys. We're gonna hit 14,000 subscribers today. Another lie. All I'm seeing is a bunch of lies from the liberals this morning.
Your DNA is European. Oh my God. You know what? We are on conquered land, people, and things change. The terms of becoming an American change from 200 plus years ago, actually 300 years ago. Yeah, things change. And just because we walked on here or our ancestors walked on here, but you know what? My ancestors were already here. So you can't tell it by the beard and the pale complexion. Actually, I'm kind of pink. I look kind of pink, don't I?
The Europeans did build this country. Europeans built this country. That's 100% correct, good sir.
And Native Americans can't be sore about everything. They got horses. They got a lot because of us. Yeah, there was some bullshit that happened to them. I believe the government tried eradicating them with smallpox infested blankets and bullshit, but that's a different time. You can't carry the sins of your father on your back. If that was the case, I'd love to see what the sins everyone else out there is carrying right now. We have
Ivan
here.
says he dispatches owner-operators in the U.S. That's awesome. If you ever want to be on my live stream, definitely, join the link in the bio. Join the Discord, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Join the Discord. We can get you on here. If you ever want to debate, discuss, or just talk about something, we can get you on here.
Yeah, and
America the Beautiful.
if you want to have an argument with a meaningless argument with a socialist, the Discord's full of them. Oh gosh.
No, one thing I mostly noticed about the socialists and the communists, they're mostly younger folks around 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, normally around that age. And, they mostly live at home. They quite literally are socialists. They suck up all their parents' resources and money. They don't pay for their own roof over their head. They don't pay for their own groceries. They don't pay for their own food. So it's pretty easy to be a socialist when you're living like that. When you're living off the government or you're living off a family member, it's pretty easy to be a socialist then.
Could you see
Anyone
maybe a
that pays
mother?
their own shit and actually does good and does halfway good for themselves, they are never fucking socialists or communists. Never.
Could you see maybe one of these people's moms leaving for work and maybe saying, "Okay, honey, I left mommy's little socialist breakfast in the refrigerator."
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh gosh. Here, I got to show everybody my little trick here. Hold on here. Ah, shit, I already gave it up. Check it out, though. Ooh, hello, folks.
No, if you guys want us to define something, if you want me to define socialism or communism, or if you want me to define any of these bullshit commie words, we can. Just drop a super chat.
Yeah, Dyson Dudsack, I completely agree with you. Socialism, I mean, the idea of socialism, it ain't a bad idea. But the problem is it's never been used or worked the way it's meant to be used. It always turns into communism. It's always the government controlling the people. You're giving your personal liberties up for security. You don't deserve freedom if you're giving your freedom up for security. You don't deserve either one of them. Benjamin Franklin said something like that. For people who would sacrifice freedom for security deserves neither. I think that's what he said. Might have been a longer version of what I said. And good morning, Andrea. Andrea, however, I don't know which one, how you say it.
Scandinavian countries are communist? No, they aren't communist. What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, I'm sorry. We support, an owner class when the business owner can help his workers and can get the rights and the money of his own business and control his own resources. Sorry, I don't want the fucking dumbass workers to control the finances and the money of the company. Sorry,
Hey,
that's
lot.
basically what you commies are complaining about. Well, why don't the workers control the money? The workers don't know how to control the fucking money. That's why they do the work and the owner hires an accountant. The accountant and the owner decides how the resources get distributed so the business can keep making money and keep being profitable so the employees can get raises, they can do better and better. Like, how fucking hard is this for you to understand? It makes perfect fucking sense.
And Light Star, I'm going to read your comment. The beard guy on the right. I mean, the beard guy on the right. Is there two beard guys? Is there two bearded people
Yeah,
here?
there's a beard guy
Okay,
right
couldn't
here.
you
Can't
just
you see
said the
my beard? Look at
bearded
that.
guy? But
That's a
no, the
big
bearded
beard.
guy on the right approves of criminals being free, not being locked up. How do you figure that? I'm all about alligator Alcatraz, baby. Feed them gators. I'm all about it. And even if they pick up and dismantle it, they just going to move it somewhere else. You silly fool.
What did I say that was foolish? If you guys got any questions, comments that are actually decent, drop super chats. I don't care if you're trying
Oh,
to
I've got
insult.
a job. I got the best job in the world, baby. I truly do. I believe I have the best job in the world. I mean, I don't make the most money, but as far as
It
job
doesn't matter if it's
satisfaction,
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. These liberals are mad. They're just going to be screaming, well, why aren't you ain't at work? It's a Sunday.
you know
It
what?
doesn't
I
matter
think I
what
know
day
what
it
it is.
is.
I think I know what it is because they need people like us at work 7 days a week so that they can get their benefits from the government to pay for them. They're like slave owners. They're like modern day slave owners.
Yeah, don't forget they want the illegals, immigrants in this country so they can make them pick their crops for
Yeah.
$3 an
Who's
hour.
going to pick our crops? Pick your own fucking crops, you lazy fools. Let me show you how you pick up crops. You reach down, you bend down, you grab a hold of the fruit or the vegetable, and you pull. You put it in the bucket, and then you reach down, you do it again, and you do that until they're all gone. And then that's only part of that's easy work. Then you got the cannon. If you want to keep it for a long time, you got to can the shit.
We do love Trump. The majority of America loves Trump. That's why he won the
Yep.
election. But somehow saying that is like triggering the hell out of him. I don't get
I
it.
mean, I think this is why. Um, MAGA communism is catching on so strong, is because they're not coming around to it. They're going to be made and forced to come around to MAGA communism.
Oh my god. Uh,
That's been the best thing come along since sliced bread, Graham.
MAGA communism. We just discovered this 2 days ago, and now we're in the cult. Guys, we are
Yeah,
in the cult now. It's called MAGA communism.
yeah.
I'm
We're
just
going to
joking.
have
Fuck
freedom wheel.
communism. Fuck
We're going to have.
communism.
I want to see if I can find it here on my green screen. Hold on here. Let's see. Here we go. Ah, shit. You can't see the whole thing. You can see the back end of the dude. You can see the back end of him. But he's inside this hamster wheel and he's turning all these gears. And these gears, they turn a alternator or a generator and makes power. And so that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to
Kendall says
do.
him and his wife together make he says he makes 85,000 a year. His wife makes 25,000 a year. They can barely get by. Where do you live, Kendall? That's a good chunk of change right there. Where do you live, in California? If you live in California, that probably is the problem.
Or New York or Chicago.
But if you live in Tennessee or Florida making that much, or anywhere in the South, you're A1. You're
Wow.
good to go.
DC says MAGA equals rich people using ignorant poor people to get richer. You think I'm using somebody or you think I'm one of the poor people? I'm not rich, but I'm not poor either. I have everything I want.
Hello, black non-voting business owner here. Would love to chat about a few things we agree on. Absolutely, brother. Do you have Discord? Do you have Twitter? We're both in the Discord. Link in my bio. You just click Euro and Travel. The links will appear. And yeah, you can click on my name. We can chat in there. We're both in there. We got a good community going on. And you can even come on stream if you want sometime. You just hit me up there.
I put this one up just for Chris.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Chris says hi.
Is he in the chats right now?
He said he would come in and out. I talked to him earlier. He said he'd come in and out.
Well, I'm leaving this up for Chris. White dudes for Newsome. But yeah, I'm not rich. I'm not poor either. I've got everything I could want. I mean, I could want for what people would call higher quality things, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, I love my home.
If you're making $85,000 a year, you can 100% live in Georgia. You can rent an apartment in Georgia. I mean, you can live near the city of Atlanta. You can get an apartment for $1,200.
I mean, I guess I could want a Ducati, but I like my Street Glide. It's comfortable. It's got a loud ass radio on it, so I can rock out going down the highway.
Thank you, by the way, Rebel Health Worldwide, for your super chat. I hope you join the Discord link in the bio, or like I said, you can contact me on Twitter if you don't have Discord.
It's got a hopped up motor.
Nice bike.
Thank you. It's got 110 cubic inches of unadulterated
Maga.
horsepower.
Ducati is for douches. Yeah. That is pretty accurate.
You know, here's what I'll say about Ducati. If I was somebody racing and I was professionally racing, I would consider Ducati. But I'm somebody that rides quite frequently. I'm not going to say every day anymore, but at one time it was every day. I do not want a Ducati for that. I'll stick with my Harley. And Harley ain't just the Harley Davidson Motor Company, just so y'all know. Harley Davidson has a history of crapping on their customer base. And what a lot of y'all people don't understand is what kept Harley alive during them bad years is not that they had people buying their product, but that they had such a huge aftermarket multiple companies, that you can build that entire bike out there and not one piece of it be Harley Davidson, but it's still, people still call it Harley Davidson. And that's the aftermarket company is just as much Harley as the actual company.
Listen, the entire chat is either complaining about their situations, they're either complaining about their pay or where they live and the prices or this or that. Listen, I'm not here to work out your situations for you. If you want me to help you with your situation, say this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do, this is what job you should do, this is where you should move, then drop me a super chat or something, even if it's 99 cents, because there's like 10 people in here that say, oh, I make $25,000 a year, I work here, rent is this much. You know, I'm going to let Eric tell you what you should do, but basically, if you're making $25,000 a year, yeah, no shit, you can't live by yourself. You have to get a roommate in like 90% of these cities. So first off, get you a roommate or two. Second off, Eric here will tell you what some jobs that you can probably do.
Yeah, I don't care where you're at in the U.S. I don't care where you are at. If you are making piss poor wages like that, there are still a few businesses that you can get into entry level and make excellent money. And one of them is road construction. I drive a big truck delivering heavy equipment for a paving company, and I make really good money there. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm by far not getting rich, but I've got everything that I want. And to be honest with you, the people down on the ground shoveling doesn't make that much less than me, and they're hired off the streets because it is such hard back-breaking work. But they rise quickly in the ranks. They get you can climb the so-called corporate ladder in businesses fairly quickly in those businesses. I highly recommend it. If you're young and you're trying to break out and get into something, look into road construction. Look up you ain't got Yellow Pages no more, but Google asphalt company or road construction. Find out what companies is in your area. I about guarantee you they will hire you off the street. And let me tell you what, you'll be in good shape within a month.
Welding
there's no
pays good too. But you got to go to one of them schools to get the welding, one of those vocational
Yeah,
schools.
I would like to get a welding license. I would like to do that. That's one of my goals in the future. But truck driving has served me well. It's one of the last businesses that's like a cowboy like lifestyle. Living on the road, I enjoyed living on the road. I literally put plastic over all my furniture, and I took off and I stayed. Gosh, I think the first 2 years I went trucking, I stayed on the road a good 2 years. I came home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's it. And it's just like when you're a trucker, you get to do things like, ooh, I think I'm going to go to Wrigley Field for a hot dog this weekend. That's stuff that mega rich people do. Like, hey, let's go hop in our jet and fly across the U.S. just to get a hot dog at Wrigley Field, you know? And you're just a truck driver doing it. Yeah, you drove all week to do it, but let me tell you what, you had an adventure every day when you did it too.
Trades and vocational training are great. Democrats live in mommy's basement. That's 100%. That's 100% accurate.
Hey, thank you, Chris D. Yeah, I think anybody in the trades are awesome. I mean, in my opinion, they're some of the smarter people because if you're going to college, unless you're going to college to be a doctor, a lawyer, a psychologist, maybe a teacher, I think they ought to take teaching. I think they ought to take teaching out of college and be able to get a vocational class for it because it's such an underpaid job. But unless if you're going for anything else other than that, for the most part, maybe engineering, you're wasting your time and your money. You can make a lot of money as a welder.
Construction business owner. Construction business owner here. Business is booming.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Business is booming. The Democrats don't want you to say business is booming. They don't like to hear business is booming. That offends them. They want the whole country to collapse. They want Trump to fuck up everything. That's their biggest wish in life. They don't want to get rich. They don't want to get successful. They don't want to even do halfway decent in their career. They don't want a wage increase for their job. They want to get fucked. They want their whole country to collapse. That way they can blame it on Donald Trump while they live it in their mama's basement.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't want to further themselves. They just want to take
be
what's given to
miserable. I
them.
like that comment. That's true.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, God, I couldn't imagine not being able to provide for myself. I mean, at times it might have been hard, but I've been able to provide for myself practically my entire life. I've drawn unemployment one time my entire life, and it is common in where I live at. People get a job, say like at Dollywood. It's almost like a teacher. They work 6 to 8 months out of the year. Then they'd spend the rest of the time drawing unemployment and enjoying their time off, which that's not
Yep,
how
I know plenty of
unemployment.
people like that. Good morning, MAGA Patriots. I will at least respect those people a little bit more because at least they work, the
At
majority of the
least they
year. But the
work.
Democrats, the liberals, they don't work majority of the year.
No. But it's just like that guy. Remember that guy that I ran into at the park that had the 56 Chevy, that red 56 Chevy hot rod?
Yep.
Even he said he believes that a man can make a living these days, even just scrubbing a toilet. And he's right. If you had a business and people was willing to pay you to just scrub a toilet, and let's say you get $25 a toilet, you scrub 10 toilets a day, which would take you what, 3 or 4 hours tops? That's $250 cash. Holy shit.
Here's Chris is in chat. Dusty, you act like you're working, not your elves.
No,
What
I
does
say
that
here,
mean?
what part of a tree just fall down? Y'all missed it. Yeah, it got my attention right off the top, come down. That's some crazy shit. You can't, even if I pointed it over, you wouldn't be able to see it. It came straight down with the tree, but yeah, that
Chris
was
said,
kind of
Dusty,
cool.
you act like you're working, not your elves. Dusty is working. I don't know what the hell you mean by that. And Chris, you trying to call me an elf or something? I'm a 6'5" elf.
What do you mean, Chris? What are you trying to say? Huh?
English, Chris, English.
Are you saying I'm a lazy freeloader?
You trying to
Because
say he's a Democrat?
you trying to say I'm a Democrat? Because, hey, I got something for you, Chris. Looky here. I think Chris is in this photo. I think that's Chris right there. Look
That
at
was a
that.
Santa reference. Now, Chris, you might be an attorney, but Eric has something that you don't have. He has a paid-off house. He doesn't have to worry about that payment every month.
I'm not going to rip on Chris.
I'm not ripping on him either. I'm just saying, you're a hardworking man. Don't disrespect Dustley like that. White
Yeah, it's
dudes for Newsome.
was that Chris right too? Ad
Newsome is
hominems.
a thief.
But Chris loves Newsome, Gavin Newsome.
No, you don't suck. If you're a Democrat, you work as a nurse, you own a house, you don't suck. You just suck
What do you mean,
because,
Eric?
you don't suck at all.
What do you mean,
You're
Eric
a
with a
hardworking
K had
American.
you going till 1 a.m.?
Sorry?
I'm Eric with a C.
Oh, I don't like that, Eric with a K. Fuck Eric with a K. Sorry, Eric with the K, but I heard you were
Yeah.
talking shit about me yesterday. You don't think I got the intel? You said you would dog me. You would dog slap me. I
If
don't
he was
think that's
going to
gonna
dog
happen.
slap you, he would have done
He
it in
said he
y'all's
would dog
first
slap
argument.
me and Chris. Chris would beat the dog hairs off you.
Dude, let me tell you what.
He's
Somebody
a
gets a
twig.
hold of my boy
He's
Graham.
literally about 5'5" and 120 pounds, and he goes around talking about people's physiques and how he's gonna hurt them. He talked about
Let
how
me tell
Trump
you
is a
what.
fat ass, but he sits in his chair all day, 12 hours a day on Discord. Sorry, Eric with a K, but
Let me tell you what. I'm protective of my friends. Okay.
I can't even
Somebody
begin
gets a
with it.
hold. Somebody gets a hold of my buddy Graham here. They're going. They. It's kind of like the saying. It's kind of like the saying on the streets. Okay, you messing with a Mexican. You mess with one bean, you get the whole burrito. Let me tell you what. You mess with Graham, you getting the whole burrito. Let me tell you what. These hands right here, I can crush shit with these hands.
I believe it, bro. Eric with a K had us going till 1 a.m. last night. He was mad that Graham and I were being silly. He was mad that we were being silly. He doesn't know how to work the Discord. There is a new feature in the Discord. You can type
Yeah.
stuff and it reads it out loud. And I was typing some funny shit about him. And he was getting really angry. He's like, I'm going to mute this. I'm going to mute this. He said, I already muted it. I know he didn't mute it. Whenever me and Chris would type something, he would be forced to listen to it.
Truth be known, the few times that I've muted people, and I've muted a few people, I've not truly muted them. I've heard everything that they've said. I just ignored them.
Oh yeah, I went full cyborg. Yeah, that is true. Omar wouldn't stop talking about you. By the way, he's like Dustley blocked me. Dustley thinks he's getting me mad. I think he's still mad about you. To be honest, he seems pretty mad
I
every
know
time
he's
we
still
talk. He
mad
brings
about
you
me.
up.
When I
He's still talking about you.
see, I just did. How often do I talk about Lomar?
Not very often. He talks about you every
Not
chance
very
he
often.
gets.
But how often does he talk about me?
Every chance he gets.
So what does that tell you? Chris,
He's
come
probably
on. What?
hateful.
Yeah, he's spiteful. He's a spiteful little man. He reminds me of Bedbug.
Oh my god.
Let me show you here. I'm going to find this shit. Y'all going to see who Bedbug is. You know who?
No, I don't know who that is.
Bear with me here. This is worth it, people. See, I think I know. Superheroing is not
Trump's winning,
a
guys.
very lucrative business. You
Newsom
don't.
disarmed his population. Yeah, how can Chris support the Second Amendment at the same time support Newsom? That makes no sense. Chris, those two
Well,
things don't add up together. Newsom is de-arming his population. No, he doesn't like Newsom. He's just trolling. He's just trolling, guys.
see, there's Lomar on the.
Oh my God.
Spider-Man's cousin, Bedbug. Don't think I don't know who you
Chris,
are, Omar.
Chris, you should pay Omar to dress up like that for Halloween and take a picture like that and come on the stream.
Yeah, you're always paying people to do shit. Pay him to dress up as Bedbug.
That would be funny. Just send him a costume. I'm sure if you just send him a Spidey costume, he would do it.
I don't know. Honestly, I would like to think he would. But on the same token, I believe he's a spiteful little man. He got that like Napoleon.
California literally supports red states, yet Trump doesn't help with national disasters. Trump is the only president that went into North Carolina and South Carolina after that hurricane when Biden just ignored them. Trump is the only president that sent JD Vance to Ohio to go deal with the poisoning in Palestine.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Biden, he had to clean up Biden's mess. He had to clean up Biden's natural disaster mess. He had to clean up all that mess that Biden left. Trump went to North Carolina to eat at Bojangles. And clean up that hurricane mess.
What's wrong with Bojangles?
I think he's trying to make a joke about you.
That was Mom trying to call. I'll have to call her back when we're done.
Let's see.
She loves calling in the middle of a live.
She's watching. What's illegal he did? Oh my God. Here we go. Here's Crazy Kathy. Crazy Kathy's back. You know, I live stream a lot, but you know, Kathy is always on every single live stream.
That's right.
She won't miss me for the world. What's illegal? He did it. Sorry, the chat's moving fast. What's illegal? Yeah. He did it. Is there the National Guard at the transport area in Washington, D.C.? So how is that illegal? Is that what you're saying? Trump didn't do nothing illegal. The president has control over the National Guard. There hasn't been a single court going against him when it comes to that.
Jordan's got something backwards. This fella Jordan typed in, Trump lies, people die. I think he meant Biden lies, people die, because Biden cost way more lives. Hell,
Trump
Biden
has
sold
saved
out
millions of lives. Even if you hate the guy, that is a fact. That is a fact. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, every death between Russia and Ukraine is on Biden's hands.
Every single death
then
that
he
Biden
sold
ignored.
Then he sold out those Marines. You got them 13 dead Marines from the Afghan pullout.
There's countless dead bodies because of Biden, and countless millions, probably at least maybe 10 to 20 million lives Trump has saved.
This pick ain't supposed to be creative. It's supposed to be accurate. That's the difference.
Now, here's how Trump saved 10 to 20 million lives. Actually, if you count the potential of a nuclear war, he probably saved hundreds of millions of lives. But we're just going to talk about the ground war. So between India, Pakistan, that probably saved about 5 million lives right there. Between Congo and that war in Africa where they lost 8 million people already, that probably saved another 2 million. We're at 7 million lives already. Let's see, what else we got? Azerbaijan
hey,
and
Kathy
Armenia.
Hall. Oh, whoa, I got to stop you, Graham. I got to stop you for a second. Kathy Hall says Biden helped the states when they had floods and tornadoes and hurricanes. Bullshit, lady. Listen here. I live here in the fucking Appalachians. I know people. I took supplies over to them myself because of fucking FEMA.
Yeah.
Now, Kathy Hall's got me triggered. You want to see me triggered? I'm fucking triggered. Kathy Hall's a fucking cunt burger that don't know fucking shit, that does nothing but fucking parrots bullshit.
Yep.
Kathy, get your fucking facts straight before you yap. Go talk to your husband, get his permission before you get on here.
What's the difference?
I'm sorry, folks.
Nothing. They're both Democrats.
I'm sorry for blowing up, folks.
Poor Kathy. She's a goddamn CNN watcher. Kathy doesn't know shit.
Kathy's got her head stuck so far up her own ass, she's her own human centipede.
Kathy lives in California with Gavin Newsome. Kathy got stolen money. Kathy got stolen by Newsome, and she bends over and says, "Here you go, Newsome. You want more of my money so you can steal California's fire aid and homeless money? Sure."
Yeah, ancient redneck saying, don't try and bullshit a redneck with a turd in each pocket. Because you're going to get called on it.
Kathy.
Yeah, people came together over here.
$700 helps no one. Fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah, we don't need. We know what we like. We would like the government to help us, but we don't need the government to help us.
You're burning in hell for that kind of shit.
Who, Chris?
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, that's fucked up, Chris.
That's fucked up, my guy.
Take up for George Floyd, but condemn a veteran.
That is fucked up. Does Chris support George Floyd? Chris, answer this question. Did George Floyd die from fent or, police brutality? How did he die?
Oh, man, I can't change my background.
Everyone comment down below. How did George Floyd die? From fent or police brutality? Comment
overdose or police brutality? Overdose. OD. That's right, Thomas. S. That autopsy did say OD.
The fatty got in his ass. Overdose. Pro-criminal Democrats. Fent. OD. Fenty. Looks like the majority of the chat says overdose and fent.
Yep.
OD, fent, both.
But yeah, during them floods,
Floyd was a predator.
People over here in the Appalachians came together
for his job. Sorry to interrupt you. What were you saying about the floods?
I just said that the people over here came together. We didn't need the government. There was people that went and commandeered heavy equipment and cleared roads with it, and damn the consequences after the fact.
Oh, God, I ain't reading Kathy's comments. She's just trying to rage bait us.
I'm not going to get... Okay, well, you can't blame fighting for your issues. You have to blame FEMA because there is no saying that Biden told them, you know what, FEMA was under Biden.
Don't blame Biden, but we got to blame Trump on everything. Don't blame Biden for shit, but we got to blame Trump. Democrats are mad. There hasn't been... Democrats are mad. There hasn't been any murders in D.C. for 10 days. That's the first time in 30 or 40 years, guys. First time in 40 years there hasn't been a murder in a week in D.C. And it's been 10 days.
Yeah, ladies, Kathy actually owes every woman an apology because she's making the word cunt make sense, because everybody knows that cunt stands for can't understand normal thinking. And I know that's not the norm among all you ladies, but for Kathy, that happens to be the case.
FEMA has always been a scam anyway, Kathy. Everyone knows this. Anyone that's been through national disasters, anyone that's ever been in Florida, they know. I'll keep it real. Dusty, I'd be pissed too if I heard someone say the Appalachia was helped by Biden admin. You guys were fucked. Appalachia equals forgotten. Yeah. That's a Democrat, Kathy. That is a Democrat attorney. He knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to some stuff. He's not right about everything.
Yeah, we came together. Let me tell you what, this is how we think. We had the fucking government trying to stop us from bringing supplies to the people who needed them. You know what we did? We went around it because we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. If we see people in need, we're going to risk all to help them while you all sit back and do nothing.
I'm in Florida too. We got hit by 2 hurricanes back to back. What did the government do? Not shit. They gave a couple $100. They said, "Oh, you lost your house? Here's a couple $100." What did Ron DeSantis do? He tried to help as much as he could. The state doesn't have money to fund to build people's houses for free, but he gave them tarps.
That's where people.
He gave them tarps. He gave them tents. He gave them tarps and tents so they at least have some
That's where
shelter and
people get
somewhere to
it
live on their
twisted.
property.
Yeah, that's where people get it twisted. You know, as much as we want help from the government's not a insurance agency to bail us out. As much as we'd like to think so, they aren't.
I'm a
I think
dem,
it's a
but I'm
big,
not a crime is good dem.
yeah. That's like in California where they let the water reservoirs, they let the water reservoirs out there run out. And then you had State Farm pulling out of all the insurance. So everybody had no insurance. And a few months later, you had all them fires. Yeah, you ain't going to convince me that that wasn't orchestrated. That's right, Tracy. Fuck FEMA. Let me tell you what, I can't tell you how many of them bastards I've run into at truck stops. I've just gave them a piece of my mind.
George Floyd died because that little racist white motherfucker put his knees on his neck and kept going after the paramedics show up. Get your facts straight. The autopsy says he died from fentanyl. And also a
Yep.
black guy and a white guy reenacted that. The black guy was on the ground and the white guy put all his weight into his back. And the man said he could still breathe perfectly fine. People have literally reenacted this.
You know, do you know why you can breathe fine? Because you have a bone going through the back of your neck. Now, if he'd been on the other side, you'd have had a knee against your larynx. The backbone actually provides some form of protection, believe it or not. So, no, that was bullshit. He was having problems breathing because he swallowed all of his drugs. You know what? When you swallow all your, take a risk of ODing, and that's what he did. He swallowed all of his drugs to try and keep from racking up another charge. He'd done been in and out of prison and jail for some things as bad as holding a gun to a pregnant woman's belly.
And that's the people like Kathy defend. Kathy defends criminals that put guns to pregnant women.
I bet you, Kathy ain't even watching no
She
more.
probably had a rage fit and started crying and turned off.
Yeah.
Democrats just want a worker class and a way to have fraudulent votes. Yeah, they don't want the business owner. They don't want people that take all the risk to get successful. Now, the Democrats used to be the party of the working class, 40, 50 years ago, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Now they ain't the working class anymore.
I think Kathy
No,
has
the
blue hair.
working
Man,
class is
I
good.
guarantee you that Kathy has blue hair. Or blue, purple, or red, or green.
Dems want slave labor and census numbers. Yes, they do. They help the non-workers now. That seems accurate to me. The Democrats
Yep.
want everyone that doesn't have a job to get the benefits, and if you make money for yourself, you don't get shit. They don't want to help the people that are just barely getting by. They want to help the losers that are too lazy to work. You nailed that. Blue, green, red, or pink.
Yep. It ain't hard to figure out. I don't know why they do that to themselves, anyways. I mean, they already ugly to begin with. It seems like they just ugly train.
Kathy probably has no skills and needs an unpaid servant to do any basic things. Free Derek Chauvin. Cracker
Now I can
Barrel.
say
Man,
this.
that's sad about
I,
Cracker
I,
Barrel, man.
I would like to say this, okay? They should free Derek Chauvin, but he never should have gotten away scot-free either, okay? Because the police are a representative of the precinct and of the current government. Something should have been done, but now being 5 years in prison, I think he's done more. Uh, Floyd was dead. Even if Floyd had gotten in the back of that car right away, he was dead because he was already not able to breathe. He would have suffocated in the back of. Would that still have been Chauvin's fault if he OD'd
Probably the
in the
way the
back of that
Democrats
car?
look at it, yeah.
Yeah, that's my issue right there. Is he was already a dead man. Derek Chauvin But he drew the short straw that day. But there were things he could have done to have made it look better. But on same token, Floyd was technically in the cruiser before he fell out of the cruiser against all the cops and onto the ground. So I mean, he was resisting arrest. So I mean, my issue with Chauvin is I feel like he's that police officer that has been working for so long, dealing with the same bullshit for so long that they tend to get carried away because they're fed up with the bullshit, you know. But he doesn't deserve what he's got. He's paid his debt.
They needed to teach jiu-jitsu to the police. Bad training.
Chauvin literally used a textbook hold. You know what? I'm not going to argue that. He probably did. I'm just.
If we
I
have
feel
to
like he
teach
maybe.
all the police jiu-jitsu, that's going to take, a lot of police probably aren't going to sign up. That's going to take years and years of training for jiu-jitsu, all that bullshit.
Man,
I
I
don't
don't know
think they
what
need
y'all are
that.
talking about. Our local cops, I don't know what style of fighting that they train, but our police, they know shit. It might not be that way everywhere, but our police know shit.
George Floyd died of fent. Now, everyone who agrees, comment fent down below or comment
Man,
police. We'll try this one more time.
see, that's like there was a doctor in the neck. The issue with that is if you look up the toxicology report, the concentration of drugs in his system, depending on what source that you believe, was at least at minimum double the OD limit, if not quadruple the OD limit. So he took a deathly amount of fent, thinking he was going to beat a charge.
Prove
Prove me wrong. JRB molested his dog in the shower. Then the poor critter went crazy and started biting at everyone. Who's JRB?
who is
Are they talking about?
JRB? I'm sorry,
Are they
guys. We're
talking about
slow.
Joe Biden? Are you talking about Joe Biden?
Yeah, I think Joe Biden's middle name is Roberts.
Okay, okay. I would, yeah, Major. He had the dog Major. Yeah, I guarantee you that. I guarantee that old man did something to that dog. I'd be willing to bet it.
Now, this is a proven fact. Joe Biden likes doing creepy shit in the shower. It says in Ashley Biden's diary.
Yep. Yeah, someone found the diary after a home they sold. And so everything in the house is yours when you buy that house, and that's where they got that info from was Ashley Biden's diary. Yeah, you raised wacky kids. You know, that's just like I have so much hope for the future because of Barron Trump. You look at Kamala Harris's daughter, and it's just a degenerate. Look at what Chelsea Clinton's become. I mean, she's just a husk of a woman. She's more or less just a Hillary Jr. And then you've
Trump is
got
allergic
Hunter
to
Biden,
dogs. I'm just kidding. I don't
and
know if
then
he is.
and then you've got Joe Biden and his son Hunter, which is just a spoiled, entitled little brat. You can tell that. And then you've got Hunter, or not Hunter. You got Barron Trump. Man, Hunter Trump is like one of the best well-minded children I have seen come along in a long time. And to me, he comes off very humble. And I hope he continues with his attitude the way it is, because I can die and move on to the next world. And I believe, hey, that's a cool picture. He probably saved it from Joe Biden. He probably said, nah, we
Chris,
need to
this
buy
is for
that
you.
puppy. We need to get that puppy before Joe Biden gets it and molests it. We can't save them all, but we can save this wonderful puppy.
Now that is a dog. That is a dog, and that is a president. For a second there. You're back. You're back.
Okay.
Look at that, Chris. Look at that. Look at that magnificence.
Baron's catatonic. He hates people. You're trolling, Chris. Your trolling doesn't work on me.
We're unaffected by that trolling, Chris. We're
Yes, I have
unaffected.
figured you out, Chris. That you're I'm impervious to your trolling. I'm like
Chris, we've been
Superman and you're
trolling you.
butter.
We've been on a nonstop winning streak. We've been trolling you for the past 3 days about MAGA communism, and you've been, we penetrated your mind pretty well.
Yep. Yep. And we have a freedom wheel just for you. It's
Hey,
20.
Chris, I got something for you.
It's another dog. That looks like a schnauzer.
Yeah, I think that dog fits Trump.
I think it's the schnauzer always come off to me as like if dogs had jobs, a schnauzer would be working on Wall Street.
Yeah,
I think
should be working
Kathy
on.
left. I think I
Kathy
pissed
rage
Kathy
quitted.
off. Which I don't care. That's a win for us if Kathy left. I mean, I'd consider it a loss for us if Kathy just texted a hello right now. I'd be like, oh fuck, it didn't work. Come on, Kathy, tell us if you're still out there. Because I mean, we know this channel's gonna fall apart if you ain't in it.
I would love to have Kathy on here, only because I know she would scream at the top of her lungs. She types like
God.
Donald Trump. As much as she hates Trump, she types just like Trump. She types in all caps.
Hey, I do that too.
Hey, if you don't have a dog, what's a little bit weirder than not having a dog in the White House, Chris? This is a little bit weirder. Look.
A cat. That's because he's a pussy.
Hey, W's for these live streams dominating the views. W chat. W chat.
Cat supremacy. Oh gosh. Cats are useless. Cats only care about cats. Cats doesn't do unless you've got like a barn cat that's taking care of like rodents. Cats are useless.
President Trump gave this courageous canine, this police dog, the award of a lifetime.
Is that Major? Is that Biden's dog Major? He saved it from euthanasia. He got him away from Biden.
I guess so, yeah. He gave him a medal for bravery.
Actually, the tariffs are looking to lower the deficit by what was it? Close to $3 trillion in the next 10
It was
years.
$4 trillion. I'm glad you remember that fact. That's a good fact to remember. Look, dogs love Trump. Look at that.
I'll be honest. I think that dog's looking for a place to take a piss.
Hopefully not on Trump's leg.
Oh, in all fairness, I think that's probably a leg humping dog, anyways. He got Mississippi leg hound, didn't he?
Probably.
Yeah. See, Dyson, cats are cool, but they're not useful. That's my point. They're not useful. A dog can hunt. I've never seen anybody hunt with a cat. The only positive thing I've seen a cat do is either A, piss people off, which is a superpower to me, or get rid of rodents. And then on top of it all, they don't really care about you. I mean, it's all about them.
This one is for Chris.
Oh God, that's some funny shit right there. Oh God, I hope that's real. I hope that dog actually has that haircut. Have you ever seen one of them hairless
There's a couple
cats?
dogs dressed up like Donald Trump.
Oh gosh, have you ever seen one of those hairless cats?
Yeah.
Those are some weird looking things, ain't they?
They are weird looking things.
Yeah,
They're eating the cats and dogs, and President Trump has stopped it.
I had an aunt that had one of those hairless cats one time. Before I knew she actually got the hairless cat, I'm walking in her house and I turned my head and I look up on the top of a counter, which it was a low ceiling, so it was just slightly above my head. But when I saw that cat, I freaked the fuck out because I thought it was Satan's cat.
Oh, Jesus. Let's check the news. Let's see if we see anything new about Mr. Trump. They were eating the cats and dogs. I agree. They were indeed eating the cats and dogs.
Hey, I might bleep out on you. I'm going to share this link with Mom real quick. I'll be right back.
You're good. I'm going to look for some news to show you guys in the meantime. They're all talking about John Bolton. What does Chris think about John Bolton?
I'm back.
Hello. John Bolton. That's all the news is talking about right now. Nothing interesting new, huh?
Well, they raided John Bolton, didn't they?
Yeah, I believe so.
And rightfully so. He had stolen high security clearance files, didn't he?
I mean, that's a raidable. Honestly,
that's a raidable offense, isn't it?
They raided Trump for that, and they raided Biden for that.
So it was political when it was done to Trump, Chris. You know, Trump offered to give them files back like a month prior, and they were like, "Oh no, just hold on to them." Yeah, they made him hold. They let him hold on to them so they could raid him for them.
Yep. No, that was Trump. No, it was Biden too. Do you not? I can.
Yeah,
say
Chris
that
is laughing because he knows I'm right. Chris is laughing because he knows I'm right.
Where Biden got raided for the files, or do you guys just want to ignore the facts?
I'll debate on stream. There ain't nothing to debate. That's the facts. You know, Clinton had files in his sock drawer. They didn't raid Clinton. His sock drawer. And then you had Hunter Biden that moved files for numbnuts Biden, and he's a crack at it.
You have to admit, these titles are wild. Like, look, Donald is finished. Newsome goes off on the offensive when Trump's mockery campaign. Like, cool. You know, Gavin is pointing Twitter fingers.
That's
no one
right.
gives a damn about Twitter fingers. Biden had them in his garage next to his Corvette.
Yep.
He forgot they were even there.
Oh my gosh! You getting Trump and Biden mixed up,
the
Chris?
files are even there.
Yeah, he can't offer the files up if he forgot about them. Biden, and on top of it all, Biden had files from back when he was a senator. He should never even had files, but he had them from back when he was a senator, not a sitting president, not even an out of office president, not even a former president, from a senator. You can't defend this, Chris, okay? I love you, Chris. I give you that bear hug you so badly want, but you can't defend this.
Classified material next to your Corvette. What were you thinking? Let me, we're going to get a chance to... What were you thinking? Let me, we're going to get a chance to speak on all this. God willing soon. But as I said earlier this week, people, and by the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay, so it's not like it's sitting out in the street. But anyway, yes, as well.
My Corvette's in a locked garage. My Corvette's
You know what?
in a locked garage.
You know what garage doors are made out of, Graham?
But as I said earlier this week,
And aluminum.
Basically tinfoil.
Yeah.
If you ever accidentally bumped a car into a garage door, yeah, you would know that shit is like fucking thin.
People know I take classified documents and classified material seriously. I also said we're cooperating fully and completely with the Justice Department's review. As part of that process, my lawyers reviewed other places where documents from my time as vice president were stored, and they finished the review last night. They discovered a small number of documents of classified markings in storage areas and file cabinets in my home and my personal library. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn. This was done in the case of the Biden Penn Center. The Department of Justice was immediately, as was done, the Department
immediately
of Justice
as it's done,
notified, and the lawyers arranged for the Department of Justice to take possession of the document. So we're going to see all this unfold. I'm confident. Thank you very much.
I forgot the documents were in there, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he had people reviewing them the night before. Yeah, that sounds like somebody that it's what they call it when you studying for a test the night before, midnight crunch. That's what that was. That was a midnight crunch.
Hold on, guys. One moment. Hit that like button and subscribe. All right, I'm back. That was a
This is the first time I think I've seen Chris actually defend Biden, to be honest with you. Because any other time he's always said, oh, I don't approve of what Biden did. Does he not? Oh, Chris. I'm going to give you a bear hug when I see you.
Look, 2 years ago, something is not right with U.S. President Joe Biden.
Just 2 weeks out from the United States midterm elections, President Joe Biden has made a couple of media appearances that have the world talking. In one interview, Biden continues to propose himself as a plausible candidate to run for another term in 2 years' time.
Well, we already know that didn't happen.
All of everything physically about me is still functioning well. So, and mentally too. So
everything physical about me is still, when I'm running perfectly fine. I just can't talk real well.
No, I'm a great respecter for faith, of faith. And so, but right now, I feel completely capable of doing the job as well as anybody can do the job. And it's, we'll see.
We'll see, indeed. I don't think there's a chance
that
we
saw.
Will run again. The big question is whether he can see out this term. I spoke with the Hill columnist Kristen Tate and asked her whether she thinks the White House staff must have conniptions every time the president fronts the media.
Yeah, every time the president opens his mouth, his entire team must just be so nervous. It's interesting. His polling tends to go up when he's not really out in front of people because he just always manages to put his foot in his mouth when he's in public talking to people. He seems to basically fall asleep during interviews and forget what he's saying. And it reminds the public that there's something wrong with this president. It might just be old age. It might be dementia. I don't know what it is, but something's not right.
Yeah, it's pretty tough when the leader of the free world does best when he's hiding. I suppose he got elected effectively by sitting in his basement. But let's have a look at some of this
basement Biden
the other day. And in this pit, he's addressing the issue of whether or not people should be worried about his age.
I think it's a legitimate thing to be concerned about anyone's age, including mine. I think that's totally legitimate. But I think the best way to make the judgment is to watch me. Am I slowing up? Am I don't have the same pace? And that old joke, everybody talks about the new 70s, 50s, and all that stuff.
That old joke about the 70 being 50, I mean, what is this, Kristen? And are people worried about whether or not he's the man for the job anymore?
Oh, thank God we don't got Biden no more. Thank God. Thank God. Am I right, guys? No more Biden. He's fully capable of doing the job as a Walmart greeter. Probably.
I don't think he could be a Walmart greeter. He'd be asleep.
Let's watch our favorite
Well, you never
president.
know what can go wrong on the campaign trail, and for Socialist and Democrat Party nominee for New York Mayor Zoran Mamdani, this was about as awkward as it gets. The 33-year-old was at a men's day event in Brooklyn where he was talked into attempting to bench press 60 kilograms. He should have stuck to hating on Israel.
He couldn't do it. Hey, Chris, this is proof right here that Democrat men are not very masculine.
Let's go. Yeah. Let me get one more.
Oh, I'm impressed. He can do it.
He's got somebody helping him.
Well, he didn't even do it, James. He needed spotters. He needed 2 spotters. The bloke couldn't do it. And look,
2 spotters for 60.
compare that to RFK Jr. and
yes.
Pete Hegseth's recent fitness
Literally 60 kilos, they said, I think.
challenge.
Oh gosh, if we could have
Look
like
at
a
that.
fundraiser of RFK
Joining us now
or
is the incredibly
Zoran,
fit host of
I'll take any bet against RFK because I got RFK's back in that.
Hell yeah. Look at that. Look at the comparison. RFK Jr. is 70. He is more fit than Zoran.
And he's built like a brick shit house.
podcast, Brad Palumbo. Brad, I suppose the Democrat candidate can now officially be called a lightweight.
Yeah, I think he most certainly can. I mean, how embarrassing is that? And then the comparison that you made to RFK.
I agree 100%. Mandami was redistributing the weight to the spotters. He had 2 spotters. They can collectively own the right of the bar.
He was
A
using
little
his
socialist
political
joke for you there at the end. Huh?
Yeah, he was using his socialism skills in weightlifting.
He was using a socialism mathematics. Actually, let's play that one more time because that was pretty damn embarrassing. I can't lie. I was surprised he could lift it at all, even with 2 spotters. Look at this guy. Tell me that guy ain't lifting it. Look at his arm.
Yeah, he's showing some
His
tone.
arm
He's
is
showing some
flexing
muscle.
because he's lifting it up. Look, he has one arm right there and one arm right there. He isn't spotting it. He's lifting it for the damn dude.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest for a minute. Let's just say that even with a weak person, they drop that weight on them. It's going to hurt them, but it's not going to cripple them. So why even have a spotter at that level of weights anyways?
Exactly. This whole thing was a sham. Let's watch this one more time in slow-mo even. Here,
I don't even think them are 45 plates. Them look like 35 plates.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh my God. Jesus. Look. Let's go back a little bit. There's a dude right here holding on to the weight too. Right there, you can see a dude lifting the weight. Let's freeze frame it a little bit. Look, you can see an arm right there holding on to the weight. Oh, right there. You see that hand right there lifting up the weight?
Yeah. To be honest, I'd say they're probably lifting his arms up with the bar.
Probably. They're probably lifting the entire bar, basically.
This is how Jim Henson puppets work.
You didn't do shit. Trump could do that with no spotters at 79
That's how Jim
years
Henson
old.
puppets work.
Taking part in the event.
It's going to be a big event at the Kennedy Center. Do you intend to take part in it? Will you have a part to play on December 5th?
I may play. I mean, I see the money that these soccer players, we call it soccer, but I see the money that these soccer players are making. I may try and play. I'm a very good athlete. My son is a very good athlete. and he's a good soccer player. He's on the tall
Hell
side.
yeah, James Henry.
6'9". That's pretty tall. But that's pretty tall. It's on the tall side. It's on the tall side, but he's good. But no, I may put on shorts. I'm extremely good in shorts.
There you go, Brad. He looks extremely good in shorts. He's got a good sense of humor, I'm going to say.
Yeah, now I'm just picturing him in short soccer shorts. Thank you for that mental image. That is funny. It is comical. This, of course,
Dude, look at his hair.
He held on to the trophy with the group at the Club World Cup here in the U.S. a few weeks ago in kind of a viral, memeable moment where he was supposed to just take a photo op and then leave, but he just stuck around and was like, yeah, just kept, taking photos with the trophy. This is the side that people find irresistible of Trump, just the charisma, the banter, and the self-deprecation as well. Obviously, he's joking that he is not, in fact, a spring chicken or the paragon of health, and so it would be quite funny to see him kitted up and trying out for the World Cup, and he can joke about that, which I think is good.
I agree with you.
He has self-deprecation. A lot of the Democrats don't have that. That is facts. Let's see what else we can find. That was pretty much the end of the Trump clips. There's not much news today, but I'm sure we can find one or two more good clips of Trump that we missed. Should we even play the thing about Cracker Barrel? We already know what's going on. Oh, actually, let's play this because it does show about Gavin Newsom's California. Let's play that.
Let's head over to the United States now, where the delusional Democrats have finally realized they need to become less woke if they want to win the next election. Joining me to discuss this and more is founder and CEO of The Conservator, Jamie Lee Franklin. Jamie, thank you so much for joining me. A group of Democrats in the US have released a list of words that Democrats are apparently no longer allowed to use. They're woke trigger words. And apparently, if the Democrats ever want to win again, they need to stop using them. They're things like therapy speak, so dialoguing, othering, microaggression, anything that sounds like it's straight from a university, like subverting norms and systems of oppression, and anything that minimizes crime, like justice involved or involuntary confinement. I mean,
involuntary confinement of illegal immigrants.
Totally.
The
so
microaggressions are real.
Years ago, but I remember when I was on campus, them asking me what my pronouns were, and I grew up going to Catholic school my whole life, so this was a foreign concept for me at the time. And I thought when they asked me that they were saying, and I was like, "Oh, I'm Miss Chandler." That's my maiden name at the time. I was unmarried, and they're like, "No, I'm talking. Are you she, her?" And I'm like standing there looking at myself. I have long hair and a skirt, and I'm like, why is this even a question? So I'm glad Democrats are finally starting to figure out some stuff. And I think they're going to be battling within their party between this activist base and just kind of more of the normal people. I know that they're trying to move into the center because they've just lost so many people in America, and the last 2024 election showed that. And I'll say this too, Gen Z, they're saying right now, is on track to be the most conservative generation since the Great Depression. And I think it's largely because of this. My generation, we grown up just being inundated with these terms over and over again, and it's kind of uncool and out of touch.
And what does any of it mean? Justice involved, microaggressions, endless pronouns. It just gets more and more absurd.
No kidding. Yeah. As interesting as that, I don't even want to hear about their bullcrap. Let's just skip to Gavin Newsom.
Then actually...
Oh, hey, Chris, you want to live in this California? Chris, move to Cali.
The California Trump and Gavin Newsom are now in a huge feud around Texas redistricting that favored the Republicans. And
Trump
Newsom's
is a boss.
To redistrict California to kind of level the playing field. Here's what he said on Instagram earlier.
We now have moved from a legislative effort to have the backs of the people of Texas. And now we need to have the backs of people all across this country. We've got to disenthrall ourselves with the notion of whether or not we should play hardball to how we play hardball.
So is this
Did you see how he blinked while he said we need to know how to play hardball or whatever? He looked like he's more like a softball player, and we all know that women play softball.
women does play softball. I'm not even gonna watch this whole thing. I'm just gonna skip to the parts I want to see.
In disarray under him. And so I know he's doing all these political tactics right now, but as you saw with the guy of the fire hydrant, this is a normal thing that happens in Los Angeles, San Francisco, Oakland. Many of these cities, unfortunately, look like third world countries because they are so mismanaged. And so I think Gavin Newsom is trying to run for president for 2028. And it says a lot about the Democratic Party that people are saying that he's a front runner. But I think it's going to be impossible to escape this terrible record he has, ruining my beautiful state. I think Americans, by and large, will turn him down.
For sure. Well, another thing that's been happening in the US recently is Cracker Barrel, which we don't have in Australia. But from my understanding, it's a restaurant.
Crack Barrel. Hey, welcome in, CVS Mix. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Woo! If anyone has any questions or comments, drop me some super chats. We can play whatever videos you guys want. I really appreciate you, CVS Mix. I really, really appreciate you. If you guys have any questions, comments, any videos you want me to play, go ahead and drop some super chats.
Gift store, and they've undergone a big rebrand where they've ditched a lot of the classic branding associated with Cracker Barrel, like the country guy, and they've really gone for this sort of pared back modern look. Well, as a result, they've lost $100 million off the value of their stocks. Can you tell us a bit about what's going on there? Is this kind of a woke shift, abandoning their heritage, and what's the backlash all about?
I'm gonna miss Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, so a lot of Americans, we've grown up going to Cracker Barrel. People have a ton of memories going there for soccer tournaments or on their way to visit their grandparents. And it's just known as this like very eclectic, nostalgic place to go to. It has like all of these things all over the wall. And that's part of its charm. And it has really good pancakes, I will say too. But this is what the woke people do. They're constantly coming in. I mean, it sounds a little dramatic to say this, but if you look at communists in the Soviet era, they ruined everything that's beautiful, everything that has charm and art, to be quite frank. And so that's what kind of woke leftists do. They want to make everything sterile. Now it looks like a hospital. And they took off the barrel and the man off of
disgusting.
the logo. And so I'm glad that Cracker Barrel is getting its backlash. And the last thing I'll say too,
God. Cracker Barrel
now,
yeah, no kidding. Transgender reassignment surgery, basically.
I don't know where she's from, but she looks like your city elitist who's never even stepped foot in a Cracker Barrel. So it's very reminiscent of the Bud Light fiasco with
it's worse than Bud Light.
And so hopefully these companies are learning their lesson and keep your tradition.
Oh man, apparently they ain't learning their lesson. This woman never walked in a Cracker Barrel in her life. She just bought the company and screwed it all up.
Well, in all fairness, Graham, I'd like to tell you a little something about Cracker Barrel. They may have just officially gone woke, but I am a patron of Cracker Barrel. I have a long history of being a patron of Cracker Barrel. And I'm here to tell you that Cracker Barrel hasn't been Cracker Barrel in about 15 years, at least 10 years, maybe 15. Ever since they stopped making their own gravy and selling gravy out of a plastic bag, they have not been the same. Because there's no excuse for any restaurant in the world to be serving gravy out of a plastic bag when you're frying bacon all day long, because it's bacon, flour, and or bacon grease and flour and milk. That makes gravy. Yep. And the packed gravy doesn't taste the same. It just doesn't.
Now it's Rainbow Barrel.
Rainbow Barrel.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Now let's listen to Illinois. Says Trump, is preparing to deploy the National Guard troops. You already know Illinois is going to scream, "No, please, please, don't put the National Guard here and get rid of our criminals, please."
What was you saying about DC? That statistic, there's not been a murder in DC now for over a week.
10 days.
10 days?
That's the first
That's
time
amazing.
in 30 years they haven't had a murder in a week.
So y'all can't argue. You can't say shit about him sending the National Guard nowhere when there are results. There was results. So y'all just need to shut the fuck up because you're retarded. Just to make it easy and quick.
The Thermidor, hello. Tyranny is what that is. Tyranny.
Oh my God, tyranny brought law and order to towns that's been corrupt for 40 years. Oh my God, how are we going to live? Man,
How are
let's
we
be
gonna
honest.
live? There's been no murders in 10 days. That's tyranny.
Let's
That's
be honest.
tyranny.
Let's be honest. The pussies in the chats that's screaming it's tyranny couldn't survive in these towns anyways. So I don't even know what they're even talking about because it's self-delete if they went to these towns and spent any time there to begin with. I wish y'all would. Prove my
Everyone that's
point.
saying it's tyranny, I still dare you, even though DC's safer, you're still probably going to get beat and robbed. If you go in these areas in some of these cities, you can try to go somewhere else now. Go to Illinois before, go to Southside Chicago before Trump cleans it up.
Because
What's up, Chip
because
Davis?
Smooth
How you
Haven, the
doing,
local
brother?
governments ain't getting it done.
I know these Illinois leaders are going to start screaming at the top of their lungs, Trump, how could you bring the National Guard troops to Chicago, to the South Side? How?
Because we're
Why would
done
you
with
clean this up?
Democrats' bullshit. That's why we're done with their bullshit. It's Dem-run cities. It's Democrat-ran cities. Are they going to send the Coast
on the
Guard?
news about it?
Are they going to send the Coast Guard to Miami?
Sorry?
Are they going to send the Coast Guard to Miami?
There's already the Coast Guard there.
They're in Miami? They don't need them in Miami.
Not in Miami. They're in the Keys. My friend works the Coast Guard. He lives in the Keys. They have a station down there in the Keys.
Okay.
All right, let's play it, guys.
The Keys are kind of a different country all of its own anyways, though. But I don't ever look at the Keys as being a violent. Is the Keys violent?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Washington
Continue,
Post, the
Graham.
Pentagon has been planning a military deployment to Chicago for weeks. The Post also reporting that plans could involve several options, including sending at least a few thousand members of the National Guard to Chicago as soon as next month. The Washington Post also reporting that there have been talks about using thousands of active duty troops in Chicago, but reports that plan is less likely to happen. Threats to deploy the National Guard to Chicago could come to fruition, according to the Washington Post, with possible plans to deploy as soon as September. This is all in support of what President Trump says is a crackdown on crime. National Guard troops have already been deployed in Washington, D.C., and this comes after Trump Friday alluded to Chicago being the next target. Despite these calls, Chicago police data shows violent crime is down in comparison to this time last year.
Oh, crime is down! Crime is down! We can't clean it up! Crime is already down! Why is it every single time Trump tries to clean up somewhere where there's murders weekly, they just scream at the top of their lung and lie and say crimes are down?
I think they're overlooking a city.
What up, Snuffles? What up?
Your Brandon Johnson had this to say at a block party earlier today.
One shooting, one homicide is one too many. And that's why this block club today is so powerful, because it's a reminder of how much work we have to do. Look at all of these young people and these families that are here today. This is who Chicago really is. What's being painted by the federal government is false. We love one another. We support one another. We put our arms around one another. We invest in one another because we know that we are our best keepers of one another.
Governor JD Pritzker saying in a statement tonight in part, quote, Donald Trump is attempting to manufacture a crisis, politicize Americans who serve in uniform.
Crisis? They got 7 and 8-year-old kids walking around with fully automatic Glocks, gunning people down in the street. You're telling me that's not a crisis?
I think they're overlooking a city, though. I think they're overlooking one city, Graham. Have you heard anything about Detroit?
Oh, yeah, they need to go to Detroit, too. Omar, National Guard's coming to your city next.
Is he Detroit or is he Chicago?
Huh?
Is Lomar, is he Detroit or is he Chicago?
He's Detroit.
Oh, man, I would love to see some on-the-ground news, even from somebody I don't often agree with.
Yeah,
but,
we should ask him to give us some news on what it's like over there. All right, let's play the rest of this video.
Yeah, continue, Graham. I'm sorry.
And continue abusing his power to distract from the pain he is causing working families. And Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton referencing the Washington Post directly tonight, saying President Trump is trying to, quote, create chaos. Both Stratton and Pritzker say the state has not received any requests or outreach from the federal government asking for assistance, and say in return the state has not asked for federal intervention.
My friend lives in Chicago, and he says it's a mess. The mayor's corrupt. The government's corrupt. He said the mayor and the government there have taken many bribes before, and they're nothing but evil.
Well, Detroit is an example of what happens to a city when they go bankrupt. That's been their big problem.
Indeed.
Any questions, any comments, guys? Drop some super chats for us. If you want to see me do 300 to 400 push-ups, drop a $20 super chat. I'll do it.
I know for a fact that like Detroit's police response time on crime is in the hours. It's not in the minutes. It's in the hours. So a lot of unless it's changed in the last few years, but at one time, the alleys in Detroit was called the 24-hour shooting gallery. You go there, and it's just going to sound cruel. It is cruel, but the 24-hour shooting gallery is pretty much going into a gallery and allegedly shooting at the inhabitants of the alley. And you could do it and allegedly do it. And by the time you're done, you taking your time and everything, you leave. There is no catching you because you're gone. The crime's gone cold.
Yep. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe. We're only about 40 subscribers away from 14,000. What do you mean, what? CVS Mix? What do you mean? CVS Mix! What do you want us to play next? What do you want us to talk about? Drop us a super chat or something. Anyone out there? Let's read the comments for a quick second. We'll stop playing some videos and focus on the stream.
There's no good comment.
Huh?
Give us something to talk about, people.
Give us some good comments. Give us some ideas, some things in the news you want us to talk about. Drop some super chats.
Is there any news we're missing?
Comments.
Yeah, is there any news we missing, people?
The news has been moving like that, but I'm not seeing too much right now. Maybe I'll pull up Reuters or see something.
Hey, I like this. LGBTQ. Let's get back Trump quickly.
Hell
I'm gonna make
Trump
that sign. I'm gonna make that sign for the next time I go to something the equivalent of like a No Kings protest. Show up with an LGBTQ. It says, "Let's get Trump back quickly." Oh man, thank you. Is it Paul? I can't hardly see the name because of the Paul Salsi. Yeah.
Pentagon is working on plans for the military deployment in Chicago. Awesome. Let's see what other news we got.
Listen to this. I'm a proud member of the BLT community. Hey, me too, brother. I'm all about the BLT. I love a good BLT. I put avocado on my BLT. If you ain't tried it, you need to try a little avocado on your BLT with some hickory smoked bacon and some of Dave's 21 grain bread. Oh, man. You made me hungry. Sorry, Graham.
No, it's okay. I'm just looking at articles. What the hell is this?
Yeah, BLT does sound good.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Friday said he would fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Crook if she doesn't resign, intensifying his effort to gain influence over the U.S. Central Bank. I'll fire her if she doesn't resign, Trump told reporters during his visit to the Washington Museum focused on the White House. Can I ask, did George Floyd really hold a gun to that pregnant woman? Yeah, he did. He did a bunch of crimes.
Yeah.
He's a criminal. Any other
Yeah.
questions, comments? Come on, guys. Let's hear some good. We got so many people watching, but you guys don't have anything much to say.
I
We
got
can say
something
no war, only
non-political.
peace.
I've got something non-political we might be able to chat about for a minute if you're interested.
Sure.
Have you been watching the news about this this comet headed our way right now? It's
No, I didn't hear nothing about that. Nothing. Nothing.
last year. Maybe you can look it up on your laptop.
Nope.
Several system,
Damn.
and it's putting off. It's also putting off radiation signature. It's just an uncommon, a very uncommon object in
Does my
space.
guest do
It's got all the
Does my
signs.
guest do push-ups for super chats? Hell yeah! Drop a $20 super chat. He'll do 300 to 400 push-ups.
But yeah, they think that A1 Atlas might be aliens.
Huh? Do you believe in aliens?
I believe in aliens. I think there are aliens. The universe is too huge to not have aliens. But on the same token, it doesn't mean we're going to run across them or meet them either. But I would love to meet an alien.
Hell yeah!
I mean,
If you
ET
use
was our
Google,
was our
then you don't
best.
know shit.
Yeah, ET was the best alien ever. He came to the United States. He learned English and he left.
What question did you say? What question did you say, brother? I'm not trying to ignore you. It's just we have 300 people in here and they're all commenting. I didn't see any question. If you have a
But yeah,
question, you
how
can
many?
drop a super chat. I respond to all of them. So if I accidentally miss your question, it's not on purpose, my guy. We get thousands of comments a live stream.
How many people out there believe in aliens? It's spam the comments alien or give the alien emoji. How many people out there believes there's aliens? I'm curious. Come on, people. Y'all can't be so boring you don't believe in aliens. I believe. James Henry believes. We go to space, invade an alien world, and take over their race. Are we breaking the law? It's space laws. They're different. I don't know what they are. They're different. Aliens got to be real. Hey, there's an alien emoji. There's another alien emoji. There are aliens. Hey, there's a lot of people in here that believe in aliens.
How many
Yeah.
McLarens does Lewinsky own? He's more of a Lamborghini guy. I don't know.
You know, even if I did become a billionaire, I wouldn't be in the Italian supercar market. For me, it's going to be American muscle all the way. I'm a big block Chevy guy.
Hell yeah, you're going to get that 2025 Mustang Cobra.
Nah, too new for me, pal. It'd be more like a 70 Chevelle with a blown 454 big block.
Hell yeah.
That's my speed. Or a real Mopar. Oh gosh, I'd love to have a real Mopar, some real American muscle. But yeah, it
'67 Mustang GT 500.
Car. You know, one that has the huge trunks. They're likely not to travel light years to get here. That might be true. Did y'all know that water bears can survive in space? You know what a water bear is, Graham?
Yeah, water bears are aliens. It's been confirmed. Water bears are
Yeah,
aliens.
they can move. Yeah, they can dry up and come back to life when water.
Nah, man, we're not asleep. We're woke. We believe in that 577 plus genders. There's unlimited genders. Unlimited genders.
Yeah, see, here's what I get a kick out of. Here's where I get a kick out of the woke. See, to say you're woke is to say that you was asleep. Me and Graham here, we're not woke because we never went to sleep. We've been wide awake the whole
Yeah,
time.
we
We know
always
what's going
believed
on.
in
We
like
know what's up.
700 plus different genders. Groceries have gone way down so far.
Yeah, why do you think? I'm curious. Why do you think they're going to go up? Now they jump. All of you are sheep. Oh, because we're sheep. The nearest star is 28 light years away and not likely to support life. Yeah, but we might actually have life in our own solar system. Look at all the moons around Jupiter.
Guys, if your groceries didn't go down, you gotta blame that on your local liberal governments.
Yeah, Democrat.
You gotta blame that on your local liberal hellholes. If your grocery prices are rising and not going down, like in Florida, grocery prices are down.
Hey, Gavin Cooper. Okay, you could be right on aluminum. I know that we do have aluminum steel mills because I've picked it up and moved it. I've moved it from out west in like Arizona all the way up to Bangor, Maine. Uh, they're called pigs, aluminum pigs, and I have moved them, and it is big business. So we do make aluminum here. Second of all, American steel's fixing to boom if it ain't already booming, because where I go to pick up asphalt at across the street is a steel uh, recycling company where they shred up and separate all the metals, and they're sending it all up to Wisconsin. Well, it's been I've never seen it busy. But then this past month, I've been seeing a mountain of metal. Here, you know what? I can bring it up. I can show you a mountain of metal. And this mountain of metal is growing. And the train tracks are full of cars hauling the metal. And then there's barges. There's barges out in the Tennessee River that is full of the metal. Yeah, look at that. And this is just one picture from the side of the road view. This place is huge. So I don't want to hear that metal's fixing to go up, because let me tell you what tariffs work. And this right here is a result of Trump's tariffs. There, I don't remember what Gavin Cooper.
CVX.
Truck
Read
shipping
his
was
comment.
down to
Talk
its
about his
lowest in
comment.
the last. Dude, what are you talking about? Dude, trucking is the highest, one of the highest demand industries in the U.S. It's the one job you can have besides, say, being a undertaker or a nurse that is recession proof, because you got work. You can go anywhere and get a job in trucking. So you're full of shit, Gavin. Come on now. Don't be a dumbass.
Who is Gavin? Gavin Newsome?
No, Gavin.
Nah, that's actually Gavin Newsome. He has a secret name he's hiding behind.
If he believes trucking's been slow, yeah, he's retarded.
Stop buying shit at Walmart. Walmart's trying to screw you all over. Now prices are not lower than they were, 8 years ago, 7 years ago, but prices have been getting cheaper here in Florida, at least for food and groceries.
Yeah, people just, I don't know where they get. They want their shit to be. It just blows on great. Yet they want to believe that everything is bad around them. I mean, even under to be, even though they wasn't good. Believe me, if they were good, I wouldn't have said nothing. Hey, now here's something that's going to get people started. Why doesn't the media remember this? It's a picture of Trump, and it's Trump being given the Ellis Island Award for contributing to the conditions of inner city black youths, standing alongside Muhammad Ali and Rosa Parks. Yeah.
Trump is a racist.
Biden couldn't even. If he's a racist, he's a really bad one. Rosa Parks. Wasn't Rosa Parks the girl that was made to sit on the back of the bus and she took a stand and sat on the front of the bus or something?
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, I get why she did it, but everyone knows the back of the bus is the cool place to sit anyways, but I would have done what she did too. So, my hat's off to Rosa Parks for sure.
Black people live in Trump's towers. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I miss Aunt
Prices are
Jemima
actually
syrup.
going down in Oregon. I'm surprised. That's a pretty blue place.
Yeah, if y'all don't think that renaming Aunt Jemima's syrup to Pearl Milling Company, if you don't think that's racist, y'all fell and hit your head, because calling a black woman Pearl's like calling a fat person Slim. They're never going to be slim, and Aunt Jemima's never going to be white. And let me tell you what, Aunt Jemima got me through some of the hardest moments of life growing up. No matter what, I always had pancakes and Aunt Jemima syrup. Now I'm stuck with fucking Mrs. Buttersworth. Thanks a lot.
All because of wokeism.
All because of wokeism. That's right. Y'all fucking suck.
Kamala wasn't even black. I'm just reading a comment.
If this isn't an advocacy for the Second Amendment, I don't know what is. It's either me or your guns. I'm not dating a gun owner.
How are we racist? I can define anything you guys want me to define for a super chat.
Yeah, I'd like to know, how am I racist? Huh? Am I racist because I pointed out that you wokesters gave Aunt Jemima a racist name? Does that make me racist? Pointing
Not
it out,
everything
pointing
lasts
racism out?
forever, but it's a damn shame when they change shit for no good reason or for wokeism. The lower prices are in Florida. Come on down to Florida. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Gavin Cooper, why didn't you run a candidate that could beat Trump? That's true. I mean, I sometimes I sit back and I wonder. I think that the Democrats threw the presidential race. They was fed up with what they had going on anyways. Even they knew in the back of their minds that what they were doing wasn't working, so they had to get somebody who would. So they threw Kamala Harris in to throw the race, because I honestly believe, as bad as Biden was, I believe Biden would have pulled more votes than Kamala.
Oh, 100%. Even the Democrats will say freaking Kamala was a poor candidate.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe you there, Ezra. They're saying that her family was Caribbean. Her father is Caribbean, not Indian. I'm calling bullshit on that. Can you fact check that, Graham?
What did they say?
They said that Kamala's father was Caribbean, not Indian. I think that's some woke revisionist theory right there is what I think.
That is woke revisionist theory. Woke revisionism. Suspect people.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute or two. If you have any final questions, comments, anything you guys want to talk about, ask. This is your chance now. Drop a super chat, drop a question, drop a comment. Or if you want us to keep going, show some love. Show some super chats or show some good topics or questions or something.
Hey, Gavin Cooper, I don't care what you read. That doesn't mean your source is factual. All that I know is everybody I know that's in trucking's got more work than they can shake a stick at. I don't know anybody that's just sitting that's in the trucking industry. If freight's slow, they would be truckers during the day sitting in truck stops. I'm talking packed. So you're full of shit. Gavin, I am a trucker. I am what you speak of. Yeah, we get back to that ancient redneck saying, never bullshit a man with a turd in each hand. Followed up with, go to bed with an itchy butt, wake up with stinky finger.
Jesus. I'm still waiting to see if these guys actually have any good questions or anything they want to talk about. Drop some super chats, guys. Show us some love. Show the channel some love.
Yeah, Gavin's full of shit. He works at McDonald's. Yeah, Gavin works at McDonald's trying to tell us truckers what's going on in our industry. I'm sorry, Gavin, but I'm gonna put you in timeout for that. Nobody talks about my wife. There we go.
Kamala is Irish/Indian of Jamaican slave traders.
Yeah, I'm not going to disrespect you like that, Gavin. Don't disrespect me like that. That's right, Leroy. Truckers always going to have work and be needed. That is absolutely right. A lot of people have flat feet. Oh, yeah, a lot of people do have flat feet. My dad had
I don't even
flat
blame
feet.
anyone that didn't want to go to that bullshit Vietnam War.
It was a meat grinder. I mean, I would have went. I would have went if I was back then, if it called on me. But you know, flat feet was a valid. It wasn't the people saying no. If they had flat feet, the government was saying no. The military was turning them away.
Hey,
Benjamin.
Maga.
Hey, I get a kick out of this. Benjamin Brown says, if your industry is doing so great, why aren't you working? What is today, Benjamin? What is today? If there's one day off a week that 90% of truckers share, it's going to be what day? Hey, Graham, what day do you think most truckers are going to share as far as a day off?
I don't know, probably like a Wednesday or a Thursday.
No, Sunday.
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, thank God. Thank God you got me. But yeah, you got to have a 72-hour restart, and usually it's at the weekend. That's right, Sunday. But I work Monday through Friday, and I get about 50 to 60 hours a week. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it there, Gavin Cooper. Gavin Cooper Pooper.
Trucker's wife said Sundays are truckers' days. Yep.
You know what, Benjamin Brown? For the fire department, 72 hours straight, you get to sleep during that 72 hours. You know what, truckers? They work 14 hours. They're allowed to drive 11 of them. I'm here to tell you right now, if unless they've got a computer telling them when they can and can't drive, they're working more than that. and they don't get paid for their overtime. They get paid by the mile, which is bullshit. They should get paid and compensated for their overtime. After 40 hours, their pay should increase, but it doesn't. So fuck you, fella.
Hats off to you, sir. I could not deal with all these crazies on the road. He said could, man. But I think he meant couldn't.
Yeah. You got to kind of treat them like retards, thinking that they're not capable of doing no better, and just overlook it. Otherwise, you'll drive yourself crazy. That's right. If you're free, thank a veteran. If you're eating, thank a farmer. If you're clothed, thank a trucker. Yeah, I stand with Israel too. You know, it's kind of funny. You got like 500 billion Muslims screaming to protect them from 7 million Jews. I think that's a little funny. Man, I appreciate that, Tony. Thank you. That's like the second thank you in my life or third thank you in my life I've ever gotten for being a truck driver. It's a very thankless profession, but I do it because I enjoy it.
Spam thank you in the chat.
I'm going to have to hop off here, Graham. Mama's calling me. I got to see what Mama needs.
As well.
Hey,
Peace
I
out.
had fun.
I had fun
I'm glad
too.
everybody stuck around in the chats with us during this adventurous talk, and I look forward to it again soon. Y'all have a great day.
Peace out. Thank you. These comments are ridiculous. You guys have any final comments? Anything you want to say? Hit that subscribe button, guys. I think we will hit 14K subs today, but we'll take a look and see here. Let's take a look and see. Oh yeah, we only need 20 or 30 more subs. I work graveyard at the gas station. I get a lot of truckers, and I can't imagine what they do for you, sir. Thank you for your service. Much appreciated, CVS Mix. Much appreciated. Much love, guys. Much love. I really appreciate it. Got my sub. Thank you, Aunt Emmy. Thank you. Guys, just a reminder, please join the Discord. Link in the bio. Link in the bio. Link in the bio. Join the Discord if you want to be live. We can debate. We can discuss. We can talk about whatever you want. Called Graham Cracker Barrel. Yeah, I'm going to put Graham Cracker Barrel. I'm going to make it just like the original Cracker Barrel. That would go viral. And it would also be very successful. Too much positivity. Nothing but positivity and love. What's up, Ice? How you doing? You hopped in at a wrong time, though. I'm about to end the stream. Are you going live later? Yeah, I'll probably go live in about 4 hours from now. So I'll see you guys in about 4 hours. Any last questions, comments, anything you want to say? Any super chats, any questions? If you want to debate with me, Gavin, David, Bobby, anyone, join the Discord. Link in the bio. Not even close to 30 years old. When's Andrea coming back? Sorry, the way you spelled it confused me. Probably tonight, maybe. Today, maybe. Peace out, guys. Peace out. Love you all. Much love. Maga, hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Peace. Love, peace, prosperity. Any recommendations? No, I've never had that surgery. Tony, I already did. And she already would, but I'm, like I said before, I'm not in the same city as her right now. I'm not in Miami at the moment. I'm not in Florida at the moment, but I will be in like a month or two. Snuffles. I don't have any recommendations for you, but God bless you and prayers for your surgery tomorrow. Have a good luck. Have a good luck, brother. Have a good luck. Peace, guys. Peace.